I remember being in a scene once, and we kept doing the scene over and over and over again. I was like, why are we doing this over and over again? I thought we had it. And I remember one of the crew coming up to me and going, kind of pulling me aside and going, it wasn't the director, it was someone else. I think the director was pissed off with me because he kind of assumed that I should have known what I was doing. But I was 18, I'd never done anything before. And I remember one of the crew people coming up to me and going, you know, when you do that action of putting that down, that you kind of got to do that the same every time because otherwise we have to keep going. And I'm like, oh, right, oh, that's how you do it. I just thought, you know, I could do it different every time. I didn't even think about how things cut together or anything like that, you know. I'd only ever done theatre before, which, you don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was great learning, and it was, I had a lot of respect for the actors on the show at the time, like your Robin Malcolms and people like Peter Elliott's and people like that, because I just thought they did such a good job as well of making a soap opera script really credible and believable. And when I look back on that time, I just think, wow. To be part of that was amazing. So shooting it was fun, and just it's fun to be around those guys. And it was very much a guy story, but they kind of let you come in and do your own thing and put your own twist on things, and they want your input on the female characters and stuff, which is awesome. And yeah, and then sort of the reaction to it when it came out, when it was released, was just like completely surprising and amazing. Like, didn't expect that sort of reaction. The love for that film was amazing, and sad that that the DVD got burned, and the producers and stuff lost money in that way. But also on the one hand, that's sad that happened. But the fact that for the first time in New Zealand history, people wanted something so bad that they were willing to do something illegal to see it and spread the word in a way was kind of a flattering and insulting at the same time. Well, the scene that a lot of people love for my character in the first film was where Albert, my love interest, well, my wannabe love interest, is at his desk, and we do this little thing, and that sort of was improvised really on the day. I think it was improvised on the day or in the workshop or somewhere, but it was a moment that wasn't in the script, and I think, and that's the thing, like sometimes people come up to me in the street and they don't go, oh, they go, oh, you're that girl from Sione's video, I really loved it. They just go, oh, yeah, oh, her, and they'll just do that thing at me, and I know exactly what they mean. So, that was fun, and also then fun later when a fun moment that people remember, basically. So Xena was amazing, obviously, because it's Xena, and the kind of scale of working on a show like that was awesome. And I was in about the third to last episode ever, so I was kind of at a point where I was thinking, oh, I'm never going to get on the show. Everyone's been on this bloody show. I'm never going to get on. I think I was maybe about 20 or something, and yeah, and it was this big episode where there was explosions, and I was in Amazon, and we're just getting, everyone was dying. I think it was the most, apparently it was the most gory episode of Xena ever, and that was a lot of fun to be part of something that's now so iconic, and culty. Jaquie Brown Diaries was awesome again. Gerard, who directed and wrote the show, is a friend of mine, and he kind of kept me in touch when he was writing it. And I've always been a really big fan of Jaquie Brown. I just used to love her on Space and any of her presenting stuff. I just thought she was so lovely and so funny, and I love the idea of her playing herself and like sort of postmodern something or other, and Gerard as well is a great writer. I'd seen a lot of his 48-hour films and stuff, and I thought he's a really funny guy, and he knows how to make comedy, and So yeah, I would have done anything to be involved in that show. It was fun to play someone like her. It was kind of the straight man in a way to Jaquie's funny guy, but but also with that kind of awkward humour, which I really love, And yeah, so it was fun, but I knew there was kind of something more to her eventually, which you kind of see in the second series. But we were filming a lot in TV3. We used to film on the weekends, and you kind of see these people who you're kind of sending up in a way, but sending up affectionately, and not in a way, just kind of portraying, but sending up the kind of journalism is quite fun, and yeah, kind of doing it in a silly way. What I wanted to do was basically like a straight up TV show, but I just played 5 of the leads, not sketch, not mockumentary, just kind of a comedy in a way, but not comedy, like I definitely wanted it to be a bit of everything. I mean, for me, life is comedy, but it's not always funny, you know what I mean? A few people have been a bit baffled by it because it isn't strictly a comedy, and it's quite dark, and it's got lots of different styles of humour in it. There is kind of the awkward comedy, and then there's kind of a bit of kind of gross out stuff, and a bit of shocking stuff, and I think some people found that challenging, but there's been just an overwhelming amount of people that have just like loved it, and the quotability of it has been amazing as well. We set up like someone set up a Super City quotes page on Facebook, and I had a look at it the other day, and there was like people that remember whole kind of paragraphs of dialogue of the show and stuff, which is great. And I think a lot of people with on demand and stuff, a lot of people come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh, I've just watched it 5 times on demand," and I'd be like, "Oh God, how can you watch it that many times?" I sort of got to the first day of shooting, and I was like, well, actually, but maybe about halfway through, I was just like, I never really thought I never thought about what it was going to take to play 5 lead characters, and yeah, it was full on. I was always the first to arrive and the first to leave every day. I mean, the last to leave every day, because I had the massive makeups in the morning, and then being in pretty much, I think I was pretty much in every scene, every shot, just about of the entire thing. So just having to be on all the time was challenging. But then for the writing, the discipline of sitting in a room with 2 people every day and trying to come up with funny things, even when you don't feel funny, is really hard as well. So yeah, there's lots of challenging bits along the way. I mean, the whole thing was just a big challenge. It kind of came out of the blue. None of us knew that they were. I mean, I'm friends with Oscar, hang out and go for a drink with him, and he never even told me that he was doing this. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's a Sione's. Oh, we're going to start shooting Sione's Wedding 2 in a month. They just like to sneak up on you, SPP. I think they were also keeping it a bit quiet, just because of, in this day and age, things just get leaked, and all that sort of stuff. And so I think they were just keeping mum about it. When I read the script, I was really impressed. I think it's really funny, and I think people will really enjoy hanging out with those guys again, basically, They really anchor the film, and they're such eggs, and they're so lovable at the same time, and I think people will definitely want to come back and hang out for a bit, and they will get to do that in January of 2012.